So the summary, the detailed explanation of each part of a code is as follows. Like some of the tomb numbers, it's the comment section. Any statement described in it is not considered as a code. It is a part of the description section in a code. The comment line is optional. It can be in a separate line or part of an executable line. Hash include stdio.h. It is the standard input output header file. It's a command of the preprocessor section. And int main is the first function to be executed in every program. We have used int with the main in order to return an integer value. The curly braces mark the beginning and end of the function. It is mandatory in all the functions. Printf prints text on the screen. It's a function for displaying constant or variables data. Here, enter two numbers to be added. It's the parameter passed to it. Scanf. It reads data from the standard input stream and writes the result into the specified arguments. Sum is equal to a plus b. The addition of the specified two numbers will be passed to the sum parameter in the output. Return 0. A program can also run without a return 0 function. It simply states that a program is free from error and can be successful when it is exited. Here we have a few more examples, like a simple code to draw a box by accepting a number from the user. Hash include stdio.h is a preprocessor section that contains header files. And then we have conio.h, void main section, open curly braces, character num. So char is a character data type, num is a variable, it's a local statement. Puts enter number of lines of a box 1 to 3. So this puts accepts as parameter a string constant or a variable enclosed within the double quotes for display on the standard output. Num is equal to get character. Get character is also equal to get C std in C programming. It accepts a parameter and allows the character to be read during the program execution. So flush std in, it clears the buffer if num is equal to 1, beginning of if else condition. So puts that dot dot dot, again one more puts statement, one more put statement. So this is to create a box, close. Else if the number is 2, then open curly brace, and it has to print the line in two lines, um, two vertical lines and then one horizontal line. Else if number is 3, then 3 rows of vertical lines. Else it will display as invalid input. So when this program is executed, we'll get a output like this. So some of the steps to create, compile and execute the code from the beginning have been explained in this. So it will help us to compile any topic of C code with the help of text editor, that is Notepad or CMD or some editor window. Compile and execution of a C program. So here we'll discuss the method to compile and run the C program with the help of the command prompt. The steps involved in a complete program execution is as follows. Create a program, compile a program, run or execute a program, output of the program. Create a program means it refers to the code created in any text editor. You can also compile and run the C code in any software such as Visual Studio, Turbo C, Dev C++, any software. Compile a program, it refers to the process of checking the errors in the code. Computer displays all the errors found in our specified C code. We can make further changes to correct those errors. Run or execute a program. The next step is the run or execution part. A program is assembled and linked without any error. The computer performs different operations such as decoding, ALU operations to run a program. Output of the program, it is the last part of the program where the output of the specified code is produced as the result. But where to write a program and how to open a command prompt to run that program. So it's very easy to do all these steps. So let's start with step to compile and run this. Initially we'll start with a simple program just to print hello C language. So it includes hash include stdio.h int main open curly brace printf hello C language return 0 and close the curly brace. So when we execute this program on the output window, it prints hello C language. Algorithm and flowcharts both are used when creating new programs. An algorithm is a step-by-step analysis of the process, whereas the flowchart explains the steps in a graphical manner. Algorithm: before solving a problem, one should know what to do, how to do it, and what types of steps should be taken. So, an algorithm is a step by step method for solving a problem. An algorithm refers to a set of instructions that define the execution of work to get the expected results. To make the program work properly, we must have to properly design the algorithm. Designing the algorithm helps to utilize the computing resources effectively. Generally, the algorithms are written in natural language or in plain English language. We can represent algorithms via flowcharts, pseudocode, and others. Sometimes algorithms are difficult to understand and is also difficult to show the looping and branching using an algorithm. Apart from programming languages or programs, the algorithm can be designed for any problem as it is a step by step solution of a program. Some of the advantages of algorithm is algorithms are easy to write. There is a use of human readable techniques to understand logic. For big problems, algorithms can be written with moderate steps. Disadvantages of algorithms are difficult to debug. It is hard to show branches and loops using an algorithm. Jumping or go to statements makes the algorithm hard to trace the problems. An example of an algorithm like write an algorithm to print the numbers from 1 to 20. Step 1 is initialize a variable x as 0. Second step is increment the variable x by 1. Third step is print the variable x. And the last step is, fourth step is if x is less than 20, then go back to step 2. Again increment the variable x by 1. Otherwise go to the next step, exit. So the flowchart is the most widely used graphical representation of algorithm and procedural design workflows. It uses various symbols to show the operations and decisions to be followed in a program. It flows in sequential order. As an instance, a parallelogram in the flowchart may be used to indicate input and output. Rectangular box indicates a mathematical operation. Diamond symbol indicates a decision making statements. Several other symbols are used in flowcharts. So in many cases, programmer usually makes a flowchart using paper and pencil or makes it by connecting the shapes on a computer screen using the software. In a large system, the flowchart is an important document for a system and individual program because it summarizes a program's function in the form of symbols that are easy to understand, clearly explained. Advantages of flowchart is proper debugging, effective analysis, efficient coding, proper documentation, efficient program maintenance. Disadvantages of flowchart is time consuming, complex, difficult to modify, it has no standard. Example: design a flowchart to calculate the area of a rectangle. The solution is the flowchart for calculating the rectangle's area is represented as follows. Start input value, length and breadth, area is equal to computing the area is equal to length into breadth, print area, stop. So this is the algorithm and the flowchart. So the difference between algorithm and flowchart on the basis of basic thing is an algorithm is a step by step method for solving some problem. An algorithm refers to a set of instructions that define the execution of work to get the expected results. Flowchart is the most widely used graphical representation of an algorithm and procedural design workflows. It uses various symbols to show the operations and decisions to be followed in a program. Comprehensibility: algorithm is harder to understand, flowchart is easy to understand. Implementation: there are no rules employed for algorithms. Predefined rules are implemented for flowcharts. Symbols used for algorithm: it uses plain text that is written in plain English language. For flowchart, it uses symbolic symbols such as parallelogram, rectangle, diamond, etc. Debugging: algorithms are easy to debug, flowcharts are harder to debug. Nature: algorithms are the program's pseudocode, flowcharts are the graphical representation of logic. Branching and looping: in algorithms, it is easy to show branching and looping, but in flowcharts, branching and looping are difficult to represent. So coming to demonstrating a program. So printing of name or printing of college name by using this printf statement. Hash include stdio.h int main. So to print the name, printf command or keyword is used and it is written within parenthesis and double quote return 0. So when we execute this program, it will display the result as SJBIT. The name is displayed. One more program to demonstrate printing of name using scanf statement. Here we have a character data type as an array. Name, the array size is 20. Printf enter name. So user will input the name, whatever the user will give as input, that will be taken here. So scanf, since the data type is character, here percentage s is used, comma name. Printf your name is percentage s, comma name, return 0. So how to read and print an integer value in C? So printing integer values in C is like store the integer value in the variable of int type x. Print this value using the printf method. So the printf method in C prints the value passed as the parameter to it on the console screen. Syntax: printf percentage d variable of int type. So it has it includes hash include stdio.h int main. Now declaring the integer value int x is equal to 5. Printf printing integer value percentage d x return 0. So here reading the integer values using scanf statements. The user enters an integer value when asked. This value is taken from the user with the help of the scanf method. The scanf method in C reads the value from the console as per the type specified. For an integer value, the x is replaced with the type int. Syntax of the scanf method becomes as follows. And then scanf percentage d percent variable of int type, int main, int number. Num is a variable and it's of integer data type. Printf, the statement is enter the integer. Once the user enters the integer, that value should be read by the computer. So scanf, since the data type is int, we have to give it as percentage d ampersand num, display the integer. Printf entered integer is percentage d num, return 0. So we have C program to add two numbers. Hash include stdio.h. There are three variables here, int a, b and sum. Printf enter two numbers a and b. Read two numbers from the user. Scanf percentage d ampersand a and b. So the two values are read. So calculate the addition of a and b using plus operator, that is sum is equal to a plus b. Print the sum by the statement printf sum of a and b is percentage d sum, return 0. So these are some of the example programs for C programming basics.